Most founders are drunk monkeys in a banana factory with their brand voice.
Rue, start the show!
I'm Beatrice, your badass branding strategy girl, and welcome to the Art of Branding Badassery podcast. Rue expects your best branding game. You don't want to miss out on 95% of your audience, do you? Let's fucking lean into it. In today's episode, I'll be tying over the last 3 episodes with tips on nailing a consistent brand voice, favorite clips from the last 3 episodes, and how anti-heroes help you connect with your audience. Let's get it. Look, most founders are drunk monkeys in a banana factory with their brand voice. You know, I said it. If you want to make a real impact, you need to develop a consistent brand voice and messaging across all your channels and touchpoints. You can't just be all over the place like a drunk monkey in a banana factory. Nah. You need to be focused like a hawk on a mouse. Think about your brand voice. It's like your signature. It's what sets you apart from the rest of the pack. It's your personality, your attitude, your vibe. And you know what? Let me tell you, inconsistency is the enemy of badassery. You can't be tough one day and soft the next. It's like a chameleon with an identity crisis. There's 5 wins if you do this well. 1, building your brand recognition and trust. 2, improving brand loyalty. 3, streamlining marketing efforts. 4, setting your brand apart from competitors. And 5, improving customer experience. Take a deep breath, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, what does my brand stand for? What is my brand's personality? What kind of language does my brand use? And once you have those answers, stick to them. There's 3 ways I'm consistent in my messaging. I use a brand guide outlining tone, language, and messaging style. Then I also use templates for emails, social media posts, onboarding script, etc. Make it simple. Then I regularly review for relevancy and consistency with values. Because the thing is, when you have a consistent brand voice and messaging, you become unforgettable. Now, before I jump into supervillains and heroes, I want to share my favorite bits of the last 3 episodes. Like this bit with brand voice Chris Tester.
It's my natural kind of calling, obviously, is to be the voice of a diarrhea treatment.
And top 50 worldwide sales and marketing on LinkedIn, Jesse Van Brugel.
I think the unsexy answer there is that it really comes down to understanding who you're for and also who you're not for.
Ooh, and this fun one with graphic design queen Jane Kigsnessa.
But it kind of gives you enough to start with something, because you have some design examples, you have information on how to use the logo, how not to use it, and how to use the fonts, and it gives a starting point to the person who receives it.
You know what? I cannot believe this is already episode 17. Gods, it has flown by. We've talked about why, personality, building a brand voice, positioning to your strengths, brand presence, sound. But I feel like we've covered pretty much a big chunk of what's involved in brand strategy. There's a lot to it, and it is brilliant having perspective from a lot of different people. We do have a couple more episodes coming. Something about podcasts. Do you think that accessibility is a blessing or a curse for podcast quality? And how do you tackle it as a producer?
I hate it.
And a little bit of an intersection between personal and business brands. There is one final episode where mixing things up a little bit, and I am super freaking excited about it. Stay tuned. Good things are on the way. Right, so anti-heroes can help you connect with your audience. How? Well, let me ask you another question. Why have villains and heroes become more complex in how they're portrayed? Think about Deadpool. He's known for his dark humor, wit, and sarcasm. Despite being a mercenary and having a penchant for violence, he has a heart of gold and often acts as a vigilante. His vulnerability and ability to break the wall make him relatable and endearing. Or if you think about Harley Quinn, she's the perfect example of a complex villain turned anti-hero. She's got a quirky personality, a love for chaos, combined with her journey for self-discovery and her desire for independence. These make her a relatable character. It's simple, really. They're more human. We all know that being perfect is impossible, so why even pretend? By showing villains and good characters with multifaceted or, more complex aspects, they become relatable and attractive. People can finally relate to them and see themselves in their shoes. So let me break it down even further for all you business owners out there to how you can add these attributes to your repertoire. First would be show your human side. Look, no one is perfect and it's okay to make mistakes. It's kind of endearing, in a blooper reel kind of way that you see on my LinkedIn, right? Then embrace the gray. Life isn't black and white, and neither are people. There's emotions, there's messy bits. Embrace those gray areas and show that there are multiple sides to a story. Then create a sense of adventure. People crave adventure and excitement. Create experiences that are memorable and leave your clients or customers wanting more. Okay, now you can add a touch of romance. Look, romance isn't just for movies and TV shows. Slightly jaded. Add a touch of romance to your brand by creating an emotional connection with your customers. Need a romantic card? One brand pops into mind. Hallmark. Think association. Then be unattainable, but at the same time not. Okay, Confucius, what? Some of the biggest brands have an aura of exclusivity. They're not for everyone, and neither should we be. Be human, be approachable. We are not for everyone, and we're not everyone's flavor. Be okay with this. That's it for today, and thank you for listening. Drop any questions you'd like answered about the show in the comments, and of course, stay badass.